seen that recently in the tech world there's a lot of shortages going on. PS5s, Xbox Series X's, GPUs, and processors. And mainly GPUs have had a heavy demand. And why is all of this happening? How did we get here? When will all of these things be done? What do we do meanwhile? So all of those answers will be answered in this video right here. And before we get into the video, if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. And a lot of people haven't been subscribing lately. So, well, in April 2020, the coronavirus hit the world hard. Everything was shut down and people were losing money and lives day by day. People had a strike of unemployment, they were starving, and a lot of things happened. But amongst them, these PC parts were no longer in demand because people had bigger problems to deal with. So what did these companies do? They started reducing the production of the PC parts, including processors and GPUs. And you could actually get the best deals during that time because there was no demand for it. So I was one of the people who actually bought the parts during the pandemic. So it's actually over a year since I made that video. So if you guys haven't watched that video, I'll link it up here. You guys can go watch it. So they reduced the supply chains mostly because there wasn't any demand and mostly because of the COVID situation, and mostly, yes, they weren't getting enough profit. But fast forward 2 months later, and August to December of 2020, a lot of things were happening. The world was slowly coming out of COVID. The new RTX 30 series launched, the PS5, Xbox Series X, all of that came in. But there was one big fat problem. There was heavy demand, and the demand was more than like what you had on 2019, mostly because people didn't buy anything during the pandemic. Very less people actually bought stuff during the pandemic, and because of this, the demand just multiplied over and over and over and over and over again. People started lining up for this RTX 30 series. They would have done this anyways, but this time it was like too much because the demand was so high, but production was like so less because of COVID. So companies had to speed up, and how much ever they tried to speed up, the prices were going high and high and high, and products were inflating as so much. Everything from all of that happening, there were knock-on effects as well. RTX 30 series came, a lot of crypto miners also like blocked the supplies, and many people bought from there, mostly because stocks were already done. And the knock-on effects of these were like, because of the GPUs not coming in, a lot of PCs or like pre-built PCs also started skyrocketing, which are fine, but they weren't as much skyrocketing in demand as of these. So they were maintaining the same prices, but the knock-on effects of the semiconductor business were on the PS5s, where only 10 million PS5s were made, and every person was restricted to having one PS5 at a time. Xbox Series X's, same case. And AMD processors, not just AMD processors in case, every processors, and even Samsung, a big fat company, and had actually discontinued their iconic Galaxy Note series this year. Because of this one COVID problem, they had so much of knock-on effects. So when will we get out of this? Well, let's hear it from Sony, because Sony says that this will actually keep continuing until mid-2022, or even it won't even stop until like the end of 2021. So it's that much. And even Sony's thinking of redesigning the PS5 just so that it can meet demands. And I don't know, man. So what do we do until then? Like, I desperately need an upgrade. I'm wanting to upgrade from my crappy laptop because most of my friends are playing right now. How do I upgrade in the meantime? Well, you've got 3 options. Direct retailers. Okay, so this might be a mixed bag because not every direct retailer is actually selling at MSRP, but I've seen a lot of direct retailers in the past months actually selling their graphics card without any like price hikes or anything, and they sell pretty fine, and they have proper stocks. But this is actually mixed bag mostly because of it depends on which region you are staying in. But The other two options work for wherever you are. So the second option is to get a pre-built PC. Now, okay, now I said that there was demand, but it wasn't as much as you think. It was like just a little bit, mostly because all of this happening. And you can actually pretty much get the same gaming PC for as much as you just get it for a graphics card. Like you can buy a good gaming PC with like the RTX 30 series, and you can get those laptops or a gaming PC for like $1,500 to $2,000 with the accommodation of a RTX 30 series. So that should be pretty good, right? Well, it isn't the best value for money, but that's all much you can actually do for now.